It's not that easy being green.
Hey, y'all, Happy New Year. Come on in and join us.
We have an updating to a classic today, y'all, from Stirling Soap Company, and we're going to compare them. Come along for our New Year's special.
It's a Christmas morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why? Come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too. And for our mention today, my 50th birthday dinner was last night, and one of the highlights was this fabulous gift from my beloved. This is 1975 was a very good year box of candies. Anything that might have been available in 1975 that you can still get unexpired was in this box, y'all. Even the candied cigarettes. That's how you know it's from the 70s. Mike and Ike's wax lips, Necco wafers, even a candied necklace that somebody commandeered. And passing this around last night was so fun because half the time it was like, oh, I remember those, and half the time it was like, what's that? What do you even call these? Remember these?
But I referenced those on the Strawberry Shortcake episodes, and that's what I was thinking of.
This is what we couldn't figure out what it was. This is a strawberry roll.
But it's Broadway brand?
Strawberry roll? Now and later's bit of honeys, and of course, enough pixie sticks to have us up till 3 in the morning.
The OG root beer candies?
Love it.
We haven't tried to eat them. We hope we're good.
No, I figured this is just a museum piece. Available on Amazon in a myriad of different years, depending on whether you are younger than me or older than me. And if you are older than me, you have my condolences. And what is our soap today?
An updating of one of Stirling's all-time favorites. Come along with us.
All right, y'all, it looks like the sales page remains largely unchanged from StirlingSoap.com.
Patterned after the famous green Irish tweed scent that was created for Cary Grant. This scent has been put to use by men like Robert Redford and Clint Eastwood, meaning this is what real men smell like, whether they're stepping out in a tuxedo like Redford or making a canoe out of someone's forehead like Eastwood. I feel more masculine when I use this.
And there's a little bit of a controversy about green Irish tweed because it was created in 1985 and Cary Grant died in 86. So I'm not sure if you can say he wore it, but he tried it, right? So y'all, just to catch you up a little bit, about 6 months ago, Rod made an announcement that their supply for Executive Man, Sharp Dressed Man, and Haverford was going away. And the shockwaves were insane.
They sold out of all of those immediately. Everyone was stockpiling.
Within 3 minutes. Thank God our godson already had 3 Haverfords because he's like that. And the first one to come back in a new formulation was Sharp Dressed Man. So we grabbed it immediately, and then we found out that Executive Man and Haverford had been resupplied from the exact same supplier from which Rod got the oil for the originals. So it seems like Sharp Dressed Man is the only one of their classic lineup to get a total revamp once the dust had settled. But I am so excited to dive back into what has become one of my top 10 scents in all of the wet shaving world and see if it has a little bit of a derivation from the original with Rod and Mandy's signature on it. But we'll begin to have some clues when we open this box.
We did open this to get the eggnog wax melts out.
That
Just
what it was.
use those.
Oh, and we do have a no. Thank you for your order, Marcus. Happy holidays from Randy. Thanks, Randy. Oh, let's see what we've got. Oh, we do have some wax melts.
Oh, there's still a
And you're in there, eggnog.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness we were running out.
I thought we already got this one, so we do have a backup. Yay!
There they are. Okay, the original has a little wrinkle right here
so
on the
we'll
side
know
label,
our
so
difference.
that's how we know, and it's a different batch number. Oh, and we got a bar soap sample for y'all. It is clean cotton. We love this one. It's on our sink right now in the kitchen. And I did not get menthol, so we could experience this new one in its original form. Okay, I'm a little apprehensive.
Wow.
I'm a little scared about taking this in. I know I've heard it's a little bit stronger, but other than that, I have no idea how close it might be. But I do know we have our actual sample of Creed's Green Irish Tweed to compare.
Okay.
And I think it's time for me to commandeer this first impression.
So is this our first impression?
Yes,
First, second
that's
impression?
exactly what
I
it
don't
is.
know.
Okay, now I kind of have a theory. I think that what they have duped in the original Sharp Dressed Man is the dry down of green Irish tweed, because when you first spray it on, it's crazy green for me, like the inside of a rose stem green, and that's not what I get from Sharp Dressed Man. I get a powdery spearmint in the best of ways, so I kind of hope that they've retained a little bit of that, but I'm told it's a brave new world in this one. All right, I'm going to take a first impression of the original again.
So we got this in 2023, I think. Yeah.
No, it is just beguiling. All right, here we go. A little scared. All right, the new Sharp Dressed Man.
I'm sure Rod had to work so hard to get this close.
Oh, it's different.
Oh, okay.
It's different. It's a little bit more green.
Okay.
I actually get it a little bit less intense in this form.
Okay.
Hold on. I bring you glad tidings of great joy. You do get a bit of that spearmint and powder still under the surface. This is not a traditional one-to-one green Irish tweed for me. There is still a bit of a difference here. There is still a bit of a clean laundry sense to this. There's a bit of a more calm sense to the green Irish tweed because it gets very outdoors in the original. This doesn't. The Stirling one is very indoors for me, almost powdery in its character. Not sure how to explain this, but the scent notes are a little closer together. So it's a little harder to dive in and explore them separately because the balance is a little tighter in this, which is nice. I like how this is sitting with the Stirling base. It's not ignoring it. It's letting the beautiful scent of that natural soap come through a bit, and it's playing with it, which this one does as well, and I like that. It's not quite as sweet. This one has a little bit of a powdered sugariness to its sweetness that this doesn't think just the powder on the spearmint gum wrapper is on that one for me, but it's not so much in here. And the green sense doesn't go all the way to bitter the way it does for me in the original green Irish tweed. It's just a little bit of a green sense to let you know you're outdoors on a summer-ish day. I have heard that King Charles wears Creed's green Irish tweed exclusively, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't think we knew that when we first filmed this episode.
Right. He does not wear Royal Mayfair, weirdly. Let me smell that one more time. Hold on
I know this is very scientific here. We're just comparing the two.
Right.
So it's not a real first impression. It's more of a comparison.
There's other musks in this. There are slightly different woods in this. There's a bit of a chypre going on in this, in the whiteness of the wood that's not in the new one.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Maybe a little lighter? A little darker?
Yeah. And a little bit of an earthy sense in this sort of almost approaching clay sort of onto the surface. Okay. Interesting. When you whiff them A-B, you can really tell the difference, but the longer you spend with one it almost becomes the other in your memory.
Again, I commend Rob trying to sit there and get all of those to come together because that's so much time to even just go back and forth to all the formulations.
There's something tart, almost fruit-like in the original one. That's not in the newer one.
So that, probably just subtracting that alone makes it a little darker?
Right. And I can really tell that you need to lather this to get into some of those nooks and crannies and see how similar they are. They are definitely different paintings, but they are of the same subject. If I really compare them A-B, the original has something almost boozy-ish in it. When you just go A-B, A-B, something warmer.
Okay.
And then this one, not quite as sweet. So I'm looking for those little florals onto the surface. I'm hunting for the sweet, but it definitely has that sense of fresh pressed tweed in both, which I love. You can really hear the iron go tss. And you know what's funny? When I first smelled the OG and then smelled their new one, I immediately went, well, I like the original one better, sadly. But y'all, when I went back, my nose went, there's something in there. Get it out, get it out, get it out. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think sometimes improvements are subtle, and it takes a little while to get to know which one you actually like better. All right, I am so curious to know where your nose is going to go with this. Take the original in first, right, and then the new one. I think the color might even be a little bit different.
I always have to go back to this one because we have other different companies. There's multiple versions of this, so I have to remember which one is like the Stirling version. This is the first one we got, so it is close to our hearts. You used to use this a lot when we first started.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know, here we go. And then I got the Frozen Tuxedo.
Yes.
And I've been using that like crazy.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Take it in.
Oh, interesting. I really get this as like two parts. there's a color like almost like the Stirling color that I get, and then there's like a lighter, almost like a little more neon, like maybe approaching yellowish, not like it's lemon and lime, but there's like a lighter chunk and a darker side. So the almost what you call like the rose stemmy side.
Right.
I get that here. My brain doesn't get an oak mossy thing or something else. It doesn't go into the fougere-ishness. It just kind of stays green. Right. And then the other side, you're right, it doesn't go as sweet here, but it's super clean. It's almost like precise. You know, like when you're ironing a suit, you have to stay on the folds and keep everything matching. There's something that has a little more pristine cleanliness kind of coming here. Like I could see why people with dapper suits would be wearing this one. Maybe a sharp dressed man. Almost the green could be a little more vetiver-ish, maybe. Like the sun is up. I don't want to say it's grassy, but it does have a different brighterness to the green kind of coming through.
It does say green Irish in the title. If there's not grass in that, that's kind of false advertising.
Right? But I get more of that at the first start of the whiff, and it stays with me. And then at the end, it kind of flips. I don't want to say it goes musky, but it has like that cleanliness kind of dappery side that comes to it. Not cologne-y either. I feel like that's not the right word, but I see what you mean, that this one has a little bit more of a sweeter thing that comes through. Yeah. I don't know if that's how it's interacting with the base, but there's something that's warmer here.
Yes.
This is a little more precise.
Right. Now, get to know that with a few more whiffs, because I'm super curious if you have the same experience I do when you go back to this, that you get something palpable and tart and fruity in the middle that you don't recognize from Green Irish Tweed. So this is something you will only find here on the Barbershop Duet. This is the Is There Tart Fruit in Here or Not with on 3. 1, 2.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know if I would use the word tart, but I'm trying to figure out what that word is. Like, it's almost like the pulpy part of a lime, or like something like my mouth feels like it can taste it.
Right.
But I don't know how to translate what that part is. That is the difference. Like, this is where I get like 2 parts becoming 1.
Right.
This is like 4 or 5 parts, and that's kind of where they intersect. If I had to really go with a magnifying glass and try to pick out the differences.
Right.
Honestly, for a gal that doesn't really use this one as much, I feel like if I were to go to this one and I didn't know that this one existed, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
If I went to this one and I didn't know this one existed, I'd be content. So I wouldn't panic for those people that ran out and were like, oh no, I'll never get it back. It's a really, really close one. We're just picking out the nitty gritty. Right. But it could change once we lather and once we see the splash going on. It's still Sharp Dressed Man. It's not enough I would say Sharp Dressed Man 2.0. Like, I wouldn't want to change the name necessarily.
Right.
Because it's still pretty much as close as you can get.
It's not that much of a change.
Right. We're just really trying to find the difference for all y'all want to know.
Now, if I mix these up behind my back, would you know which one was which? Okay, so don't look. Just open and smell. New or old?
New.
Now, when it comes to scent intensity, which one's stronger for you?
I would say they're really close, actually. It's just the type where the scent is different is what I noticed.
Gotcha.
But like I would almost say the intensity, they're both at that same kind of intensity.
Right, yeah. For me, the new one's turned down just a little so I get a hint of the base under it. With the older one, I don't. The older one's a little bit more intense for me. I know it was different for some other reviewers.
I'm curious if we spend more time with it, though. If our nose just knows that one better. So it seems more intense than this one does.
Well, we're going to have to get a second bowl and build a couple of lathers to really do this right. But y'all come along with us and we're going to look at the original scent notes. All right, y'all, from the Creed website, the original scent notes for Green Irish Tweed are...
Head notes: peppermint, verbena, lemon, bergamot, and galbanum.
Those are the stars. Those are the notes by which Green Irish Tweed is generally described. And you know what's funny? I don't get much peppermint in it or the flankers either.
No, but you always say it kind of reminds you of a spearmint, but that it's not actually in there, but it's creating that sometimes, so that must be how.
So different than peppermint, the mint that I get in this. It's a beautiful, dry Wrigley's double mint gum spearmint kind of thing. And I think it might be the peppermint against the verbena, because it's not a lemon, it is a verbena, and it's beautiful.
Right, but the galbanum in there kind of adds just a little rounding to those edges, too.
Right. And I get a little bit more bergamot in the new one than the old one, and the galbanum, too, maybe.
I think you might be right. I gotta say, like, that might be the differences. It's just which one's shining more in one versus the other.
It's more lemony in the new one.
Yeah, that brisk kind of precision thing I was getting. I think that's it.
And then geranium, a perfect spicy floral to sit in the middle of this. And I think these notes are what gives it a sense of tweed, a sense of material, a sense of a jacket that you're putting on. Because then we hit lavender and violet. Almost a barbershop going on here in the middle notes.
Right. I wouldn't have known there were that many florals, actually. I think my brain always went with more the violet side, kind of maybe a little lavender.
Way more of those mids in the new one. Smell that. I almost don't get them in this one.
Oh, that's where the sweeter side kicks in.
Right.
And then the base notes, we have sandalwood, cedarwood, ambroxan, and oak moss.
Ambroxan is a little bit of a derivative of ambergris. It's not quite as musky, but it has more of that clean laundry edge to it. I love how it's being used in here. And then funny, oak moss, my mortal enemy. I get that it's a little bit of the dirty for all these cleans to stand on, but I don't sense it much in here the way I do in Brood or anything else like that.
No, and I think I honestly didn't even realize that there were two different other woods in here, the sandalwood and the cedar wood.
Right.
That just adds a little bit of that dapperness I think I was getting earlier. So it's not that it goes like woodsy, it's just clean.
Smelling the new one a ton makes the pulpiness of the lemon in the original a little bit too pokey. For me. Is that weird? This might be so good, it's making me not like my original favorite so much. Wow. Now, let's be clear. I'm going to have to go on a little bit more of a walk before I declare this one better, because I still think this holds the nooks and crannies that I love. And I like that for me, this one's a little bit more intense. But I think over time, it's not impossible that I might come to love this one even better, just because it doesn't have that pulpiness to it, which for me does not belong in green Irish tweed. I'm surprised I'm finding it in there now.
Maybe we should lather these up and see what they come to life with a little water.
A good idea. So as long as we are still close to Christmas, we wanted to break this out one more time. This is our special Santa Claus bowl created for this show and for Santa Claus himself by Spot Prince and his little girl. And look at that. Is that not fabulous?
But the green fit the green Irish tweed.
Absolutely. All right, let's build the original first, and you can see my shame how much I've actually used this. It's a lot.
All right, and then I'll go for the new one.
Do the new one with your Haley's Artisan Bowl. Let me get you a stick.
Yes, please. Oh, it's a little softer because it's
right.
newer
It's a little bit newer. 3 years newer.
Too much, sorry.
Although this is interesting. Hey, Stirling, you're doing something right. This one's 3 years old. That one's brand new, and I can't tell the difference.
Nope.
All right, so we're just going to spread the soap out on the bottom of our bowls and make a thin layer because our first goal is just to transfer that soap up onto the bristles. Now, for my brush, I'm going to be using my favorite brush in all of the wet shaving world, tied with the Atomic Rocket. This is my Stirling 24 millimeter stubby brush. The best $14 you'll ever spend in this hobby. And I'm just going to go, I forgot your water. My apologies. And you have your newer Stirling brush. That is a beauty. I need to get one of those.
It is super soft, y'all. Okay.
Well, we all know who's going to win this competition.
I don't know.
That's obvious.
You have the Santa Bowl. You might have some extra magic hiding in that.
That mint. You know, sometimes when I mention the spearmint that I get from the original from this, I get a lot of side eyes and a lot of tilted heads. But every once in a while, I run across somebody who's like, oh no, I know exactly what you mean, and that spearmint is life.
I gotta say, this is already kind of seeming a little different over here.
I'm so curious.
I feel like you should have done the new one. You're the one that would really notice.
And we know Rod and Mandy really took their time with the new formula, y'all. They did not just grab another dupe of green Irish tweed. They had this crafted to best match or maybe even be better than their original.
But we know that they also have a lot of the original colognes and different things, so I'm sure they were just trying to match it as close as they could.
Right. And just about the time we were getting ready to do our Executive Man and Haverford comparison episodes, Rod let us know that he was actually able to re-procure the original oils for those, and they weren't going to change at all. Just sharp dressed.
I'm sure that was a lot of stress relief for them.
Right.
There's the main things. Everyone was asking us in the chats, do you know anything? Do you know anything? Now we do.
Our godson even bought 3 Haverfords right out of the gate in case that happened. Well, we didn't make fun of him for long.
All right, you ready to compare?
I am. This is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the 1955 or 1985 whiff on 3, 1, 2. Okay, that's the original. All right, hand me soda. Oh.
Right?
Oh.
The florals switched.
The lemon took over for the spearmint.
Okay.
In the new one. I think I'm still getting a little spearmint in the background, but this is way more citrusy for me. That one's more powdery and mint.
This one has like a honey thing.
Yeah.
Like a natural sweet, maybe. I don't know if it's a floral or something, but it is different there. That one's it's a little more, I don't want to say masculine, but a little bit more of that dapper side to me still.
And the verbena is definitely more present here. I'm getting that sourness from the lemon.
I mean, it is called green Irish tweed. So the green side is a little more consistent through the whiff here.
This is sort of a combination for me of green Irish tweed's dry down and first spray smells kind of put together, whereas that is just the dry down for me.
I could see that, but it's blended very nicely, like where it's coming together.
100%.
They both have a different way of using that blend in their advantage.
Right. And y'all come along with us, because here comes the fun part. We're going to compare these splashes and the original Olivier Creed formula. Come along with us.
Do you have one of these that has menthol in it
No,
too?
I just got the original, but I'm kind of glad now because it's the OG stuff.
We can compare. I guess you have frozen tundra if you really want to go glacial.
I
go with
do.
that.
I have an okay supply, but I'd love to have more. All right, let's compare these splashes. Let's just do it from the bottle first. All right, on 3. 1, 2. Oh.
Oh, this is what I remember now.
Yeah. Okay, more lemony, more the wet smell for me there. Oh, quite different.
That almost, I would say, has like a perching of a pineapple in the middle.
Yes, something piney, something woody in the middle of this. That's what I'm getting. I think this is still
I know,
my favorite.
it's our first love.
Let's be sure not to drop this bottle.
Yeah, I think you're right. This might have more of like the different layer of the dry down to it. This starts off sweeter and then eventually kind of turns into something like
Yes,
this.
this is way more natural smelling. That's way more clean laundry-ish.
Yeah, I get more of like the lemon into the minty portion here.
And since I already have that memorized, I'm going to put the new one on.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see here. Oh, I get it. I get it. This is the original. This smells way more like the original from my memory that we have sitting
Green
right
Irish
there.
Tweed, okay.
100%. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I'm getting a new
wait
layer
a minute.
off you.
When I get the dry down, it kind of becomes the original.
Yes.
This dry is what the original splash smelled like wet.
Oh.
That's what's happening here. This does not smell like it does right out of the bottle. The longer this goes, the more it smells like the original.
And when you're saying original, you mean the Sharp Dressed Man original?
The original Stirling Sharp Dressed Man original.
Okay. So there are layers that overlap in a very cool way.
Right. A little bit reminiscent of Twee from PAA, but I don't think it's the same oil.
No, but where that color green is what I was getting off of you.
Right.
Like in the passing of the dry down, we passed through that portion.
Right.
It doesn't stay, but it kind of, that's in the middle for me.
And let's have a grown-up conversation. One of my friends who works at Wix and gives me my website every year, I trade him some cool stuff from the wet shaving world, and I sent him some soaps from Stirling last year. I got an email almost immediately. Hey, can you get me some more of that Sharp Dressed Man stuff? Because I have Green Irish Tweed, and I think that Sharp Dressed is better. So if I needed to wear something where people were going to know Green Irish Tweed, and I wanted to smell exactly like they would expect, I'd wear the new one.
Okay.
Fabulous. However, I think my heart still belongs to the original, and I don't think an aficionado would recognize the original as a Green Irish Tweed homage, but more of its own thing. This is definitely more Green Irish Tweed, but you know one way to find out for sure. Use a little bit of this actual Green Irish Tweed that we got. I think this was like $25 for just this much. But it's for research.
Yeah.
It's for research. All right. Oh, that's different.
Okay.
That's got nooks and crannies. That's got wood.
That's way more
That's
oak mossy.
spicier. Yes, that is not as sweet at all.
I mean, let it dry
But
down.
let it dry
But-
down a little bit. Oh my. Oh my. This is more squinchy.
Yeah, that's the word.
Has more pokies as it dries down.
Let's just say we like how the shaving world has helped us find all of these original EDPs, but we appreciate what Stirling and others have done to make it a little more palatable for us.
And y'all, look at my face. As much as this actual Green Irish Tweed is a definitive masterpiece and beautiful, I still prefer Stirling.
Yeah, you would not reach for that. I mean, we've had that and we barely even touch it. We have access.
Other things being equal, I would reach for my original Sharp Dressed Man. I don't know how the new one is going to wash over me over time, if it's going to become my new favorite. or if I'm just going to rub that one with a diaper as unobtainium and only use it on my birthday from now on.
But that might be what it is. Like the newer one you can use, knowing you can preserve the original.
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's got
I
a
can use
backup.
it like crazy now because there's a lot more of it.
Yeah, but I am curious to give it time. Like you said, going back, putting them side by side, we were getting very different experiences from one to the next.
And
so
I am glad that it's got that spearmint sense when it does dry down, that I don't have to say goodbye to that. This is almost as full-bodied in that sense as the original was.
Because coming out of the bottle for the original splash, it does have a little bit of that pineapple sweeter kind of citrusy thing at the beginning, and then it flips. And the other one, as it dries down, like they kind of catch up to each other. It's impressive.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Cary Grant, reaching out to Olivier Creed, wanting something different. Everything up till now has been brown and syrupy and beautiful, but musky and locked into those 60s and 70s. You want something that's going to bring some bright streaks of sunlight. You want something that's going to look like that Windows 2000 hillside against a bright blue sky. And just about the time Olivier shows up with your first set of samples, you better smell them quick because you're going to be dead soon, but you are going to get your own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with the new Sharp-Dressed Man. And I'm in a bit of a quandary because I'm not sure which one I like better. It depends on which one I smell first. When I smell the original Sharp-Dressed Man and then I smell the new one, I like the original better. But look at my face. When I smell the new one and then I go back to the first Sharp-Dressed Man, it has a bit of a sour lemon hit in the middle that's rather prominent that I don't like. I like the new one better. So who knows what's going on in there? I think I like the original Sharp-Dressed Man better because it was more of a divergence from what Green Irish Tweed by Creed actually is. This one is a little bit closer to what that Green Irish Tweed fingerprint actually is trying to bring forward. A little bit closer to Twee, I think, from PAA this is. But a fabulous shave in the Stirling base, which is one of the top 5 in all of the wet shaving world for me. Rod and Mandy, thank you for making sure Sharp-Dressed Man didn't have to go away. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our January giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Stirling Soap Company.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou at thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first February episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Well, they're all in the same family. For sure, even the original. I don't know, how would you classify the new one if somebody was curious and wanted to know how it was different?
It's very close, so I will give it that. Yeah. But there are different shades of green that I get in the new one that I don't in the other.
Right.
Like I want to say it's a little closer to the Stirling color itself versus just the label color somehow. If those people that like to know my coloring, that's where I would say it differentiates. It's still very close and it's still a Sharp-Dressed Man, but it just has a little more green with this man.
It's a little bit closer to like what's going on in Twee from PAA without being exactly Twee, but it's a little bit more on that soft, clean laundry side for me. Not so much Emerald Fields. That was a little bit different one from Sunlight.
And I don't think it goes as oak mossy. So if you're not a fan of oak moss, I think this is why some people kind of vibe towards this one, where some that go a little closer to the OG, you definitely get more of that in the dry down portion. So we're a little more leaning fans to the lighter, brighter sides that are happening here, I think.
And Rod and Mandy, thank you so much for working so hard to give us a fabulous replacement when one of our favorites went down, with some new nooks and crannies to discover in exactly the right ways. We feel the love all the way out here in sunny California, and we can't wait to explore your Black Friday collection, which we dive into next week.
So good news, everyone, you can still smell like a Sharp-Dressed Man. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll look better just watching this.